Good morning, everyone. Got a great crowd for this fantastic event today. For those of you that don't know me, I am Kerry Fogarty. I am the Quality Control Manager here at Incobrasa Industries. Some housekeeping things before we get started here. There are restrooms outside this door over here. The good folks at Beans and Barley Brews up in Ashcombe have put some great food together. If you're feeling a little peckish, please help yourself to some of that. And lastly, rather than inundate you guys with a bunch of details about this project over here, I ask that you watch this video that's on this screen over here. It'll give you all the details that you need about it. I began my journey in 1997 when Incobrasa was a brand new soybean crushing facility with essentially no footprint in the United States. Over the past 26 years, we have added soybean oil refining, we have added a state-of-the-art packaging facility, and most recently we have added a 75 million gallon per year biodiesel plant. Today we supply meal to the largest pork and poultry suppliers in the United States. Our bottled vegetable oil is on store shelves from California to New York, and Incobrasa is known and well respected across North America for its top quality biodiesel. All of this is due to a dedicated, hardworking, intelligent individuals, from the operators and support staff to the maintenance personnel that keep this plant running 24/7, to the plant manager, Sergio Baruffi, and to the owners of Incobrasa, Roger and Aloisio Ribeiro. Today we stand here on this momentous occasion on the horizon of the new future for Incobrasa. I find it moving to think that some of the people that will eventually work here are not even born yet. The future looks bright for Incobrasa and the surrounding area. My son Alex had a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to meet our guest of honor. He was in a restaurant in Bloomington. He came home and he said to me, "Dad, he's a pretty cool guy. He's down to earth, approachable. I think you'd like him." Turns out my son was right. It is with great honor that I introduce our very special guest, Governor J.B. Pritzker.
Well, thank you very much, Kerry, and good morning to everybody. It is really great to be here. It's a pretty day, and importantly, we have some really great business to do today. I want to thank the Incobrasa owners, Roger and Aloisio Ribeiro, for their commitment to this community. It means so much to everyone here in Gilman, in the surrounding communities, and to the state of Illinois. I really am thrilled to join all of you, your team here, to break ground on this expansion. And I'm even more pleased that we were able to work together to bring even more new jobs and development to Gilman and to, frankly, all of central Illinois. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that in the next minute or two. Something most people don't know about Illinois is, I should say that all of you know and many others know, but many others don't, that we are the nation's top soybean producer, and proudly so. But what most people don't know is that Incobrasa has an important role in powering the modern economy with those soybeans, biodiesel, cooking oil, farm feed. It all begins with the work that happens right here. With Incobrasa's announced expansion today, the company will more than double its production capacity by 2030, and that's a win for Gilman, for Illinois, and for America. In addition to sustaining 200 jobs and creating 40 new permanent, good-paying careers, this new $250 million expansion will mean dozens of construction and installation jobs for workers here in Iroquois County and across the entire region. Now, Incobrasa and the Ribeiros are reinvesting and reaffirming their commitment to Gilman and to the state of Illinois, and I want to express my sincere and deep gratitude. I also want to recognize other folks who are on the stage and in the audience. Our Commerce Director, Kristen Richards, our Agriculture Director, Jerry Costello, who is on his way, I might add, and who helped to make, both of them helped to make today's groundbreaking and announcement come to life. And as always, members of the state legislature helped enable us to incentivize economic growth, and I especially want to highlight Senator Tom Bennett, who's here with us, for joining us today. And to the Gilman Mayor, to Rick Thiesfeld, and to the City Council joining us, thank you for all that you do to create a welcoming environment for good-paying jobs and for business investment. More and more employers are recognizing Illinois is the best place to grow their businesses. Our economy recently surpassed $1 trillion, which means if we were an independent nation, we'd be the 18th largest economy in the world. Today, Illinois is number 2 in the nation for business expansions and relocations. We're number 2 in the nation for infrastructure, number 2 for education. I'd like all those numbers to become number 1, I might add. And we're number 1 in the Midwest in workforce development. Being in the top 2 among all 50 states in these categories is a big deal. And I'm really proud of where we've come from and where we're going. We have a lot to brag about, and last week Deputy Governor Menard and I were at the grand opening of the South Central Illinois Training and Innovation Center in Litchfield that's giving hundreds of students in Montgomery and Macoupin counties career technical education in high school so that they can earn the skills and industry credentials to take construction and manufacturing and technology and farm jobs that are waiting for them when they graduate. Those jobs are in existence, and those kids are going to be able to take them immediately. And just a few weeks ago, we broke ground on a workforce training academy in Decatur, working with Richland Community College to train people for new job openings in clean energy that was spurred on by new job creation at a local automotive manufacturing supplier. And a week before that, so we're just going back to the beginning of August now, a week before that we announced 80 new jobs at a new expansion of a power cable plant in DuQuoin. And just a week before that, we cut the ribbon on 1,400 new jobs at the first new automotive plant in the Chicago region in more than 50 years. These are the results of a new paradigm for Illinois that we are establishing. We're making it easier for companies to do business here. We're investing in our skilled workforce, and we're modernizing our transportation systems, our roads, our ports, our airports. Sometimes when you're driving on the highway and you see yellow cones and it's slowing you down and you get frustrated about it, all I can say is, I'm sorry. But I'm not really that sorry, because this is about 20 and 30 years of economic development for our state, and it's one of the reasons why people want to come to Illinois. We're on the rise here in Illinois, and we're open for business. So let me just conclude by saying thanks to Incobrasa for creating new jobs and for building a strong future for state-of-the-art soybean processing right here in Gilman. And with that, it is my sincere pleasure to turn it over to one of our great leaders in state government, the director of our Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity, Kristen Richards. Kristen.
Good morning. My name is Kristen Richards, and I am the director of the Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity, or DCEO. I am thrilled to be here in Gilman today to break ground on Incobrasa's new state-of-the-art facility. As the top producer of soybeans in the United States, I can't think of a better place to expand operations than Illinois. While all business deals are accomplishments for the state, it's particularly encouraging when existing businesses expand in Illinois, especially for companies like Incobrasa, who have called Illinois home for more than 2 decades. It speaks to Illinois' unmatched workforce, competitive incentives, and world-class infrastructure. In addition to expanding operations, Incobrasa is also building a 50-acre solar array to help power their plant and even supply excess clean energy to the grid. This investment was made possible through the Economic Development for a Growing Economy, or EDGE program. With more than $1 billion in investments from companies receiving EDGE credits last year, it's easy to see why EDGE is Illinois' premier incentive program. Through EDGE, we're able to provide competitive tax incentives encourage businesses like Incobrasa to expand, invest in Illinois, and in turn, expand, invest in our future. I know I'm not alone when I say that I firmly believe Illinois is the best place to live, work, and do business. Thanks to Governor Pritzker's leadership, the state's business attraction incentives are stronger than ever before. We're experiencing a record-setting year for economic development, and momentum continues to grow. Illinois is committed to supporting job creators like Incobrasa that invest in our communities and our people while spurring economic development, and we are thrilled to be here today to celebrate this expansion. Thank you, and I will now turn it over to Andrew Larson from the Illinois Soybean Association.
Well, thank you, Director. Thank you, Governor Pritzker, for this great opportunity to be here at Incobrasa. Incobrasa is such a huge asset to the soybean industry here in Illinois. Carrie talked about the diversity and what this plant provides in terms of biodiesel, used cooking oil you can see in front of you, vegetable oil that's sold in many stores, which I believe including Dollar General, right? Some of these nationwide, that's a huge opportunity that you can tell folks when we talk about educating about what the soybean industry does, to say that, hey, when you go to Dollar General, buy vegetable oil, that's crushed right here in Gilman, Illinois, and this expansion guarantees that even more of that will continue in the future. Crushing is such a huge part of the soybean industry because soybeans, as they leave the field, need to be processed to be utilized in industrial purposes, whether it's cooking oil, biodiesel, or going into the animal feed markets. And Incobrasa is such a great Illinois story. It's our only privately owned crush facility in the state of Illinois currently, and it is a huge asset to soybean growers, and we're really excited to see this expansion and growth as it continues to promote strong and reliable markets for our soybean farmers across the state. Which one, of course, Illinois being a leader in biodiesel, using 250 million gallons of biodiesel a year, supported by our state sales tax exemption on blends of going to B13 and higher in the next few years, is signed into law 2 years ago. May continue to put Illinois as a leader in that marketplace, and Incobrasa will guarantee that we'll continue to have a reliable supply of Illinois soybean oil to be able to turn into biodiesel and fulfill those demand for biodiesel in Illinois. So on behalf of Illinois Soybean, we are really excited to see this expansion. We've been talking to Carrie and the team here at Incobrasa for a while now about this, and are excited to see this come to fruition, see this groundbreaking today, and the support that I know they're going to provide for the local Gilman area in northeastern Illinois, and the support for the soybean industry, having this tremendous asset for send our farmers have a market for crush their soybeans and send those to market. I'd like to introduce State Senator Tom Bennett to join us here.
Good morning. Well, one more time. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you. Today is a very special day. Governor Pritzker, Director Richards, Ag Director Costello, who has had a lot to do with this as well, Gilman Mayor Rick Thiesfeld, owners Roger and Eluzio Ribeiro, Liz Brown, Plant Manager Sergio Bariffi, Quality Control Manager Carrie Fogarty, and others from Incobrasa, our City Council, other members of the community, and I don't mean just Gilman, miles and miles away, all over Iroquois County as well. Welcome. And again, today is an important day. My name is Tom Bennett. I'm your state senator, and I represent the 53rd Senate District, which I'm pleased to say includes this wonderful facility and manufacturing plant here in Gilman, Incobrasa. Let's do it here. Let's do that. Incobrasa. I'm honored to help celebrate this major investment in our agriculture industry right here in our community. This is a win-win. It's good for Incobrasa, this community, central and downstate Illinois, and good for all of Illinois. Today is about change, about growth, and about vision. As I was told earlier today, this facility that we're in right now will soon become part of the maintenance facility as we continue to start the growth and the change that will happen here very shortly. Incobrasa has been a leader in soybean processing for decades, processing 120,000 bushels a day. And I'm excited to see the opportunity for them to expand their operations. Illinois is currently fourth among all states in biodiesel production and third in consumption, with around 160 million gallons consumed annually. Investing in plants such as this will help ensure that we are meeting the recent demands of this high blend renewable fuel. Illinois is a leader in the U.S. for soybean production. It just makes sense that we capitalize on that to create more jobs, boost our economy, and continue to provide the world with useful soybean products. Again, today is a great, great day. And I congratulate Incobrasa and look forward to seeing what more can be accomplished together in the near future. Nope, okay. Carrie, would you come on up, please? Get us wrapped up from here.
That concludes our chats for the day. I want to thank the entire panel, for lack of a better word, for making this a very special day. Now we're going to move over there. We got to have the requisite ceremonial groundbreaking right over there. If you guys want to stick around for that. Again, please make sure you help yourself some grindage over there from Beans and Barley Brews. Thank you very much for attending. Appreciate it.
This has been in the news over the Labor Day weekend that 20 employees from Speaker Welch's office have basically renewed their efforts to unionize, and it's kind of fallen on deaf ears from Speaker Welch. But considering, I'd like to hear your position on this, because considering you and Speaker Welch were such staunch proponents of the workers' rights and codifying this fundamental right for anyone in Illinois to unionize. How do you feel about that? Do you think these 20 employees in Speaker Welch's office should, have the right to be recognized as a union?
Well, let's start with the point of the Workers' Rights Amendment is that workers should have the right to collectively bargain wherever they are. And, as far as I'm concerned, and I think the Speaker believes the same as I do, that that's true for everybody in the state, every position in the state. And so I don't think there's anybody that's attempting to prevent people from organizing. It does take time. There does need to be a point at which the organizers get their workers together to determine what it is that they want, and the management gets its team together to meet with them. I think it's just a time question, and also a question about whether the other people who work in state government for the legislature want to be part of a union, because again, nobody's preventing anybody from having a union. No one's also saying you have to be unionized, right? And you know that our workforce in Illinois, about 14% of our overall workforce is unionized, 14%. So it's not an enormous number, but again, nobody should prevent people from getting together to organize, and I don't think anybody is.
Well, do you support the efforts of these 20 in Speaker Welch's office?
I don't know the specifics of what they're demanding, and of course I support their ability to. That's why we supported the Workers' Rights Amendment. I think we all believe, those of us that supported it, that workers that want to get together in a workplace to organize should have the right to do that.
Got it. And what's your reaction? So I saw that Department of Healthcare and Family Services implemented delays in the co-pays for the immigrant healthcare program. That got a lot of attention in our last session. So obviously one advocacy group has called for these co-pay delays to be permanent. I mean, so what's your take on that? Do you think they could be permanent? If not, when will they be delayed till? Like, what's your take on that?
Well, they weren't supposed to have been implemented yet, so it was really just something that won't happen for some period of time as the agency gets better organized toward it. Meanwhile, as you know, only a couple of months have gone by since the beginning of the fiscal year and since these limitations have been put in place. And what we're attempting to do is live within the budget that the legislature set for us.
Got it.
And so we'll be watching the progress of that in order to determine whether or not we need to fully implement all of the things that have been proposed about it. And of course, there are permanent rules that will be put in place.
Veto session's coming up, obviously a month and a half away. The legislature kind of calls the shots there on what bills to be called and whatnot. What would you like to see happen for those 2 weeks?
Well, obviously there were a few vetoes that I've issued, so I know they'll be dealing with those. There are also a number of proposals, I think, coming up from members of the legislature that are hoping to maybe jump the line a little ahead of the next session and try to get something done in the veto session. But I'm unaware of any priorities that have been brought up by the leadership on either side of the aisle, and we're going to continue to work toward I think our common goals, both the Democrats as well as Democrats and Republicans working together. I want to point out we're standing at an event here today at which Republicans and Democrats supported the incentives that were created so that we could grow this facility and the jobs here. And so this is a great example of us all working together to bring businesses to Illinois or help businesses in Illinois expand here and not anywhere else.
Got it. Thanks. All right. Thanks.
Thank you. Good to see you.